Hey everybody, it's me. I am so sorry. It's been a while since my last video. I feel like I'm in confessional in the Catholic Church, even though I'm not Catholic. Forgive me, Father, for it's been a while since my last vlog. But I have a few things I want to talk about. I know I've still got like the Luke Cage review. I watched the whole thing. I was going to do reactions to it, but I got kind of engrossed. And yeah. That's what happens when you binge watch stuff at like 3 in the morning and drink heavily. It's you don't really check to see whether you're filming or not, which is a problem. Which will be more helpful when I get more help over here on the channel. Last time I did the Spider-Verse reaction. Next week is going to be a lot more like trailer reactions and stuff going on because Comic-Con in San Diego. It's huge. It's great. It's okay. I did Comic-Con 1 year in 2003. It was a lot of fun, but it was a very long trip and it was a very expensive trip because San Diego is a very expensive city to try to survive in for a week, especially when you're kind of living out of a suitcase and you didn't think to plan ahead and pack all the things you're going to need. So San Diego Comic-Con is coming up, so we're going to have a lot more reactions coming to you with the trailers. We got the Captain Marvel's going to come up. There's going to be a few DC things. I think they might have a SHAZAM trailer, or at least a teaser for it. The picture's up. It looks great. It looks amazing. I'm really excited about it. This is actually the one DC EU thing. If anybody knows me and follows me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram and wherever the hell else I rant, I haven't been the biggest fan of how the DC EU has done their material, but SHAZAM, I still have trouble saying SHAZAM. It's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, not SHAZAM. The SHAZAM trailer, or the SHAZAM pictures that came up, and I'll put a picture of it right here so you can see Zachary Levi, who I love. I love Chuck. I loved him in Thor when he was there for like one movie, playing Fandral. He's a really cool dude, and he's going to be a great Captain Marvel. But I'm excited. It's very much, people are always like, oh, it's too lighthearted, it looks cartoony, it looks weird and stuff. But to be honest, that's what it is. That's what the character is. That's what the book is about. The book is originally a Fawcett Comics thing. DC had some issues in the 50s because Fawcett and Superman were being published roughly around the same time. Superman came out in the 30s and Captain Marvel came out in the 40s. And DC, or National Comics at the time, sued Fawcett and said that Captain Marvel was kind of a ripoff of Superman, and then they didn't really want Fawcett publishing it because it's going to confuse the marketplace or whatever. And that court case went National's or DC's benefit, and they were unable to do it. And the other things they had, like Bullet Man and Bullet Girl and a few of the other Fawcett characters, really didn't have the same kind of like public, you know, just they weren't really well loved by the public. That's what I'm trying to say. That's kind of where I'm trying to be nice about it, but also just the fact is they didn't work on the marketplace. And so Fawcett was not very long for the world, and when Fawcett went out of business, National did what National does, and it bought the company, like it bought Charlton and got Blue Beetle and The Question and all those guys from that company and merged them over to the DC universe. Now, unfortunately, that was a weird thing because SHAZAM, or Captain Marvel at the time, was published way before Marvel's version of it, the Marvel Captain Marvel that came out in the 60s. But by that time, the trademark had lapsed from Captain Marvel, and instead of being able to call it Captain Marvel, they came up with a little bit of a conciliatory come-to-Jesus moment type of thing, where the Captain Marvel would be allowed to be called Captain Marvel inside the comic book, but the actual title of the book had to be titled something like Powers of SHAZAM. So anytime Superman fought Captain Marvel, on the cover it says, Superman versus the powers of SHAZAM. So by and large, people always thought his name was SHAZAM. But SHAZAM is just the magic word he says to get his powers. He's really Captain Marvel. It's a long way of saying I'm excited for this. It's going to be really cool. A few other things I want to touch on. The channel is growing, and I've got so many big things that are coming up, and it is really hard to do just me. Leia's getting herself together so she can come and help produce some of these things, and I'm very excited for that. But for right now, I'm just going to try to get you guys caught up. A book I've got coming out this year, it's kind of cool. It's not a new book by any means. It was just something I wrote many years ago that is finally found its home. It's kind of what happens in publishing sometimes. Sometimes you do something that doesn't happen for a very long time, and it's coming out. The Trap Dancing Aim Geronimo collection. I wrote a short story in the back of that book. I got a message from J. Morgan Neal, the publisher and creator of Aim Geronimo, a few weeks ago, and he said, "Hey, by the way, the book is finally coming out. I need a new bio." So I had to go write a new bio and send it to him because it's been a long time since we wrote the story. So yeah, I've done more things since then and want to promote what we're doing here. Also, our lovely sponsor, Drew Carpenter, who we've talked about in previous things, his company, Comic-Cade Entertainment, LLC, wanted to make sure I got that all correct. He is going to be moving down here into my area, the 757, soon, and starting a few new ventures down here, and I am involved with one of them. We are producing a line of comics. Comic-Cade Entertainment will be launching a publishing company in 2019, and I am the editor-in-chief, so I'm going to be getting a very lot of submissions and art and stuff coming through, which is kind of cool, and also it gives me an opportunity to maybe find a home for some of the things that I've had in the old drawers, and use that lovely nepotism, because if I'm the one that's the editor, I can decide what we publish. So I'm excited for that. There's going to be a logo forthcoming. I'm working on it right now. My head's halfway through Photoshop trying to figure stuff out. Other than that, there's just so much I want to say, and I know I'm anning and umming and all kinds of other stuff, because there's a few things I want to keep as a surprise, but I do want everybody to know that there's some really awesome things going to happen. It's just going to take me a few weeks because I've got to shoot this and then watch myself and edit the thing, then put it back up there, then find all the art for it. It's a big thing. So we're going to do our best, and I hope you stick with me. We picked up a few new subscribers, so I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. I know that it's kind of sparse right now, but we have so much content coming in the next couple of days or so. Just testing out new equipment, trying to figure out how this best works. It's trial and error, and sometimes when you don't remember to hit the record button, it becomes even harder. So once I have someone who can operate the camera for me, it's going to help a lot. But that's about it. So yeah, Aim Geronimo is coming out this year. We will let you know when that is going to be available for pre-order or in bookstores or wherever the hell you find things nowadays, because you can stay with your internets and your comicsologies and whatnot. In my day, I walked up a hill 3 miles backwards in the snow to find my books. But apparently it's everywhere now. You can probably get it on iTunes. I don't know. I will check with J. Morgan, let you guys know in a future video where to find the book when it comes out. We'll keep you up to date with the launch titles for the Comic-Cade Entertainment publishing concern. We're going to try to have like 5 titles to launch with, and we're kind of looking for some cool licensee things. And I've got my own personal wish lists of things, but I would like to hear from you guys. Go ahead, tell me, what are some things from yesteryear that you think really could use a reboot or a relaunch, or just basically bring them back into pop culture things like dinosaurs or fucking Silverhawks or something. What is something that you think could use a great comic book revamp in 2019? We will look into it. It's all about the rights holders and who wants to let us play with their sandbox. But there'll be a lot of original titles, and there'll be some old favorites coming in there. So keep your eyes on this space, and I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully within the next couple of whatevers. So, thank you guys. See you later.